Welcome to Daddies, the podcast. I'm Eric.
And I'm Greg.
And this week, we are back to the normal one-on-one conversation between Greg and I.
Yeah.
And we're excited to do so.
Feels good to be back in our natural habitat.
Yes, yeah. Doing it remotely is quite the struggle.
It was can we talk about that whole experience?
Yeah.
So that was our first...
You could call it a three-way.
It was our first three-way
video.
Three-way with footage. And so it was a lot more challenging for a lot of reasons. One, 3 separate things of video that have to be edited together with sound. Mm-hmm. And the problem was, so when you and I record, the sound gets funneled through one device, recorded into Audition, mixed, exported. Well, this, I couldn't get your sound or Tim's sound through this. Like, it came through Boomcaster, and I had to export it and then process it through. And I think the sound sounded good, the final mix, but it was that was a bitch. Then the editing took forever. So I know Tim had some connectivity issues at one point, and at one point my camera froze, and I had to...
The export took...
Well, then after the editing took me about 20 hours. And then the exporting, I said, okay, export. It's done. I said, can't wait. It said, 8 hours, 9 hours? I'll wake up in the morning. It'll be done. I came down and it was like 67%. Your computer ran out of RAM. So I called you and I was like, hey, I need you to
I got the RAM.
And you got the RAM, but then we were... on, what was this, Monday? Mm-hmm. Episode was going to air on Wednesday.
Yep.
So it's Monday. And we now have to figure out how to get you all the pieces of. So there were how many pieces of this fucking puzzle? I mean, there were a shit ton. So we had to get a big ass Google Dropbox. I mean, I think we had to upgrade to the highest tier one.
Google Drop? No.
Or no,
just a Dropbox.
Just Dropbox.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Just Dropbox.
Dropped everything in the Dropbox.
And then it was kind of cool. It extrapolated everything
from the setup.
Into
it put it all where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Except the one thing that was missing, and it just said missing content in 18 languages.
Yeah, and
it was really weird. And then my computer was started to rock and roll, and I was like, oh, it took Greg's computer over 8 hours to fail, and it said you got it in 3, and I said that makes sense. If my computer is nicer,
we're like, all right. And then
then in 3 hours I came back and it said 6 hours, and I said
okay, but
wow.
You know what's still understandable? It's a 4K video, and there's a lot of I mean, I put filters. This is the first time where I added multiple filters and different things, and
you were real extra with it.
Well,
nice.
I really like how
eventually.
It turned out. Well, so then you went to work the next morning and you forgot to look at it. So we're like, okay, well, when you get home, just check it. And it was still
going. It still
4, 5, 6 hours remaining. And we're like, well, let's just keep it going. And then it finally exported. And then I realized I accidentally overlaid the outro scene over it.
Just some random part in the middle.
Smack dab in the middle. And then we're like, all right, well, let's export it in 1080. Right. So we record in 4K. And we record in 4K knowing that when we edit the video, it'll probably get compressed down. And, so you start in 4K and then the compression won't make it look like shit. But it was supposed to take an hour.
It was supposed to take much less time than 24 hours or 26 hours, however long it took the first time.
And then it just didn't finish. You ended up
I ended up canceling it because we had the good enough version.
And so what I did was I just added a Band-Aid. And honestly, the Band-Aid worked.
Let's just add a Band-Aid randomly so people don't think that every time you add a Band-Aid, it's just fucked up.
Yeah.
Secret Easter egg Band-Aids?
The Band-Aid was because it was fucked up, but the Band-Aid made more sense. It just said like, subscribe, whatever, and it worked.
Yep.
But I really am happy with how it turned out. I really, I think it looks really good. Yeah. I like that format. I think, I don't know.
When we do interviews. Yeah.
I don't know if necessarily for you and I, we need to do that. We can just do our overlay, but it was cool to have everyone has their own little spot, and their
I had a
logo.
bubble. We were talking heads. We could have looked at each other hey.
The fucking Brady Bunch. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about
A lot of personal growth.
Well, so and then to kind of move into our next section.
Speaking of growth.
Well, so
Wait, just kidding. That doesn't have anything to do with this.
So
Is my crotch in the scene? Oh no!
it is in the scene. Yeah. So so Saturday and Sunday I spent editing.
Yeah.
Well, Sunday I play soccer on Sundays.
Yep.
I also keep looking over, just if people see me, my eyes, I'm looking over at the computer screen to see if my camera is tracking me. It's not, but I don't want to give people nausea. So we go to the soccer game. And I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. And we're like, oh, well, you just ate like 10 chicken nuggets before she went to the game. So you go and you do physical activity.
Yeah.
So after she played the game, we went to Friendly's to eat.
Okay, yeah.
So after we finish eating, we're waiting on our ice cream to come, and Arlo just projectiles
In the restaurant?
everywhere. But we were kind of far away. We're like, no one saw it. But then, of course, I was like, is Arlo throwing up? And we're like, just like, stop. So we're trying to, yeah. And she's like, hey, Arlo's throwing up. And we're like, no, he's not. He's not. We're cool. Well, then...
Sorry, you're going to have to leave.
Well, so then I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was just a one-off. Well, then that night he threw up again. And then he started having diarrhea, like nonstop. So I kept him home, I think until like Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Wednesday night, I started feeling like dog shit. And then Isla came home from school and just went to sleep. Which,
Oh, no.
you know, Isla, like that's not normal. She was like, I'm going to take a nap. She laid down on the couch and she slept.
That's what that means.
And I woke up to her and she just threw up everywhere. So then Thursday, I called out of work and I never felt so sick. So I was throwing up out of both ends nonstop.
Throwing up out of your ass?
Maybe 5 times every 30 minutes. Like it was really fucking bad. And so I slept on the chair in the living room. Isla slept on the couch just all day. And Jenna slept. Jenna was also sick.
Let me ask, if you're going out of both ends,
Yeah.
where, like, if you are if you poop and then throw up, do you bother flushing the toilet?
I was in the shower.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like that scene in South Park. Was when Kenny's dad like breaks his nose, takes lax, so he's like shitting, bleeding, and throwing up. And so I was throwing up and then just shitting, and then I would like get out of the tub and like dehydrate as fuck. Like I would spray the tub
Woozy.
down with bleach, so that way like. But
You're good for the next round?
well, and apparently neurovirus was going around, and I know that's what it was. I think I ate like 2 bags of popsicles and a fuck ton of Pedialyte pops, and like that's all
any
I
ginger
wanted.
ale?
I couldn't drink anything.
Oh, I love ginger ale when I'm
Ginger
sick.
ale is
Usually,
good.
I guess.
But then I'd be like, just super thirsty.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, like, I would drink and then immediately throw
it
it up.
up.
And then, like,
You should have asked Shay would have come and hung a bag for you, an IV bag.
I know,
Just
I
get you
really
some fluids.
Yeah. Well, because I was like, look, it's been, and this went on until a few days ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, like now, and now we're all finally, knock on wood, back. But like, what the fuck? Like, I get how old people can die from that shit, man. Like, I fucking get
Sure.
it, man.
Yeah. Imagine having everything else going on, and
Yeah.
then add just
And
absolutely emptying every single.
or how motherfuckers would die
from
from
your
that
body.
shit. Like that's a death sentence in the olden days.
The 1500s, night.
Yeah, I mean, I would have died.
Mm-hmm.
There, you had no Pedialyte, you had no ice pops.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, man.
Life without ice pops.
But how was your week? Was it?
A lot better than yours.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I don't know. It wasn't a lot better than yours.
Yeah.
But you know what I did do?
Go on.
I did go to a Shrek themed party,
Okay, so
which is way different than what you did.
was it any Shrek movie, or was it like specifically Shrek 2, Shrek?
Any character ever portrayed in Shrek.
And there's what, 4 Shreks?
There's like a bunch of Shreks. There's a couple Puss in Boots movies.
Oh yeah, there's a TV show, I think.
Probably.
So who did you go as?
I went as Pinocchio. So I know you posted this, but
And you know what I'm going to do in this video? I'm going to put
Oh, if you could put an overlay?
I'm gonna put an overlay.
Put it right here? Yes, okay.
Of the picture.
Go ahead and laugh at it. This is great. If you can see it, if you're watching the video for this.
Yeah. It's great.
For those of you who can't see, it's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And the nose that I had, that I was wearing, looked like a toy out of someone's underwear
It was a fucking
drawer.
dildo.
It looked just like a dildo.
And how is that not a dildo? Like, I know you got that out of Shay's fucking, like that 100%.
Listen, I was gonna go for the bigger dildo, like the Whopper dog.
The Whopper dog,
but I couldn't get it strapped to my face.
That would have been fucking hilarious if you just rubber banded it around your fucking head.
What about the double-sided dildo?
Sure, you just put one in your mouth and then
Just go. But that was good. No one was Shrek.
Do you think it's because Shrek is? You'd have to go in green face, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you'd wear
You
a
gotta
really
commit.
shitty mask.
Yeah.
And like Shrek is there are so many cool characters. Did anyone go as Donkey?
No, somebody wore like a donkey shirt. It was a fun party.
That sounds fun.
It was a fun party.
Was it like a winner kind of deal, or it was just like everyone just dresses up?
Everyone dressed up, and it wasn't like a really, really big deal. It was just
Yeah.
a little get together, but still a Shrek themed party. And then the very next day, I went to a Taylor Swift themed party because it was right after her album had dropped. This one was a birthday party for like a 4-year-old.
Okay, so that makes more sense. So who did you go as?
Taylor Swift.
I feel like it's that scene from Neighbors when they're all dressed as Robert De Niro.
Oh, the Robert De Niro party?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That
You
would
could
be
go.
really fucking fun.
Listen, Shay loves a themed party.
She does.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not really a themed party, but the next weekend is emo prom.
That's right.
So we
you
all
guys are
get
coming?
we are absolutely coming.
Okay, good.
So we are.
And we're riding a school bus up to Philly.
Yeah, so she knows we're taking the bus, right? I commented on the
I'll make sure.
yeah.
I'll remind
I
her.
don't want to drive. I'm not.
No, I wouldn't. If I had to drive, I
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna go. Yeah, for
Correct.
Sure. Yeah,
No.
I still need to get
and
tickets
it's Shay's,
though.
and it's my wife's. Yeah, it's Shay's birthday.
I doubt it's sold out.
Wes might come too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That'd be really fun.
Yeah. But it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to just getting out for the night. You know.
Yeah, especially after the week you had.
Yeah. So, but going back to soccer,
Okay.
and so your kids.
Yeah. Did her team win?
That game. Fuck no. So there was this kid on the other team that was just like.
It's just Pele,
Well, so his
or
mom-
who's a good soccer player?
every time R.I.P. Didn't Pele die?
I don't know.
Every time this kid would score a goal, his mom would be on the sideline and she would go she would note like, hey, like you scored, like thumbs up or else.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And which is fine, but like this kid was whooping our ass. And I mean, to the point where it was like, he was like you could tell, you watch kids play soccer. And it's like, he knew how to play fucking soccer.
Right. Oh yeah.
But there's this kid on her team. So last week it started. They were both going to score and they don't quite understand. And your kids play sports, so you can tell me if this is normal. Like
Yep.
I'll tell you what happened. So this kid was kicking the fucking ball with her. Like she was kicking the ball, he was kicking the ball.
Right.
She got to the net to kick it. He grabbed her by her arm and yanked her down and threw her to the ground.
Okay.
And we're like, yeah, okay, like you're on the same team. Like you don't do that. Like I don't think he understood at that. However, fast forward to yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're at the soccer game. No one really showed up, so it rained most of the day, and they still had soccer, but not a lot of people showed up on the other team. So they put that individual from our team on the other team.
Yeah. Just
So
like
it was 4v4 or whatever. So this kid kept going up to Isla and taking her and tackling her to the ground.
You know what that is? He likes her.
Nah, the way he was slamming her. And so like one time I was like, all right. Then he kept doing it. And the dad was like, yeah, right on. Yeah, exactly. So
No.
I went out onto the field after he did it, and Isla didn't even have the ball, and he went over and aggressively he wrapped himself up and like football
Oh,
tackled.
no, that's too much.
So I went over to the coach and I was like, dude, like he keeps tackling her. He's going to hurt her.
Yeah, it's
and he was like,
soccer.
and you could tell he was annoyed. He was like, yeah, he's like, I got you. So he pulled the kid out.
Yeah.
And he was like, like timeout or whatever. But the dad was like encouraging it. And it's like, that is number one, it shouldn't necessarily really be on the coach to deal with that. Like it should be on
that age.
the
At that
ref
age,
and
it
the
should be.
Parent.
It should be on the parents. But at that age,
It should 100%.
because most of those refs from most of those leagues are volunteers.
They're volunteers. They don't give a fuck. Actually, the ref that played that game was doing the best with what he had. But that dad was annoying me because he was and I was like, number one, you're playing soccer.
Right. It's not
you're,
rugby.
You're not wearing the attire for that.
Right.
And I was having this conversation with Kevin yesterday, and we were like, hey, like he should go play football. And Kevin was like, well, he probably was playing flag football and got kicked out for tackling.
Because you're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to,
because that's what Silas plays.
And you
He
can't
plays flag
tackle.
football.
Hence the
Absolutely
flag,
not.
because you will get hurt. Like it's it's a different type of sport. You're not in the right.
Even in that, when there's like little collisions,
Sure.
like they make sure that like when the kids go down, they like get back up, and it's like a thing.
And I wouldn't be surprised if even in high school at some point in probably by the time our kids, or maybe not your kids, but maybe by the time Isla and Arlo,
It's only just touch
flag.
or flag football.
Right, 100%. That's coming.
I've got people that I know, adults that are in flag football leagues.
It's just like tackle. There's something about tackle football, but
wait, there was one year for Salem's birthday party. We had a football game going on.
Yeah.
Just like an adult football game.
Yeah.
We were all just way too drunk.
Okay.
And Ryan.
Oh,
it was 2v2.
Yeah.
It was like me, my friend Mark, and then Ryan and somebody else against us. Ryan rocked me. Like I almost went lights
I'm surprised
out.
you didn't die.
I almost went lights out. Ryan's a lot bigger than me. He's a lot bigger than me. And I almost went lights out, like the one where like you just like see like a bright light,
or like the birds flying around.
yeah. Oh yeah. I think I blacked out for a little bit,
sure.
but I didn't like. I didn't. Oh man, I don't think I had a concussion.
Yeah.
But but I was drunk, so I was like still able to function. But then the next day, I was sore in places that I forgot could be sore.
Well, that's why we're too old to play sports.
Oh yeah,
especially contact
Oh,
sports.
yeah.
Like
Shit, I'll run for shit. You know what I might have accidentally done? You know what else I did recently?
Go on.
We went to fucking Great Wolf Lodge.
Okay, so was that sporadic or did you have that planned?
I don't think sporadic is the word you were looking for. Spontaneous. Spontaneous. Yeah. Planned. Was that planned?
Did you have it planned?
A little bit,
because it seemed out of the blue. When you're like, we're on a Thursday,
like a week in advance.
Yes,
like a week in advance.
Yes.
We bought the tickets to stay the night, but I had to I was like late at work, and I like met them there.
Sure.
And then I stayed even later at work is what we were doing, and then I showed up late, and then I had to leave early the next morning. But I got loaded while I was there.
Knowing though you had to go back to work in the morning. So
wait, why did I bring that up? Oh, I saw my friend Jenna Lee there, and she told me.
Did you know that they were going to be there? What the fuck?
No. And I was already loaded.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm doing a half marathon in a week and a half," because she knows that's what.
Did you sign up for it?
I told her I would.
See, that's how you always end up in these wacky predicaments.
So I may or may not be running a half marathon on Saturday. Let me tell you, the furthest I've run in this year was 4.5 miles.
Is it in Philly? I feel like they're always in Philly.
13.1. I don't even know. Oh, it's in Lewis, or slower, lower.
So you're gonna drive to Lewis in the morning to run a
maybe.
Oh, and then after we should go to Nicola Pizzeria.
Wait, I have something to do that day. Whatever. My plans aren't important. We're doing a Mario Kart tournament later that night.
So you're gonna go to Lewis and then drive all the way back home to do a Mario Kart tournament. Okay, all right.
Yeah. A lot of driving, a lot of running.
Yeah, no, so somebody I saw just ran it seems like they're always in like Philly or Baltimore. There's always like
there's always runs.
5K, a half marathon, or so what, 13.1.
13.1 is a half marathon.
So you always see the stickers on the back of the cars.
Yeah.
Is it like you have to, when you run that marathon, you have to say 26.2?
You've got to post it on your car.
Is that
you're not allowed to not?
Yeah. Do you
actually
automatically get the sticker when you complete it?
No.
So you just can go on Amazon. You just buy
anybody could buy those and put them on there.
So
yeah, I should just buy like a ton of them
and just
start putting them in the back of my car. Look how many marathons I've done.
Well, yeah. So are you supposed to put one per marathon, or is it just like?
I think it's like one.
Okay.
You'll see people do the 5K, 10K, half 13.1.
Can I tell you what though? So it's definitely off topic, but I was cleaning up this room today because I'm trying to make it more presentable to people.
Okay.
And we're going to start to get like branded merch in here and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Get some
You know what I
mugs.
want? Neon lights.
I really want that fucking neon light.
That'd be dope.
It's $300 though. So listen, people. Hey, $300. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for the fucking neon light.
The
back
GoFundMes
there.
have done us well in the past.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for the neon light. I wonder if there's like a fundraiser, like, but not one where it has to be met in. It's just like after, like when it's met, it's met. That's what I'm gonna see. So I'm gonna post some more merch. By the time this episode's airing, there's gonna be some more merch up.
Sure.
There's hoodies up now.
Is there?
Yeah, I have hoodies. T-shirts, there's stickers up. There's a whole bunch of cool shit. And the shirts are actually, I'm really impressed with how they turned out.
Yeah, the shirts are really
quality-
nice.
Yeah.
I had a friend who, Christina, shout out to
Yeah.
Christina. She bought a shirt
Yeah.
and she cut the sleeves off because we don't have a sleeveless option.
Which
we
I'm gonna put up soon.
we should add
I
on
need
there.
to I just need to like do it. You know?
Yeah. But she's repping the
Yeah.
Daddies.
Somebody we work with bought a fucking shirt.
Yeah.
And we obviously don't, I don't know if we talked about this, but we don't like make the shirts. Like the shirts come through an outside company that we have to pay every month to run the shop. And then per shirt, obviously. But the bigger the shirt, the higher the cost.
The higher our cost.
The higher our cost. So the way it works is the shirt comes out and then we automatically get charged for it and then we get reimbursed through the company. But I forgot to make the bigger shirts more money. So I think anything over a 2X costs more to print. Well, I made the price stay the same, but the cost
That
was
shirt cost us money.
like $3.50 to actually.
You know what? I appreciate him for getting that.
Me
It's still
too, because
nice.
that's a big target.
It's like a billboard.
But anyway, so I was cleaning this room up and talking about clothing,
Yes.
and I found a sock.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Not a crispy sock, was it?
it was.
Can I? Wait, hold
Yeah,
on. Can I
Yeah.
tell you?
Yeah.
Well, one, I'm never going to clean this room up with you. But
Yes.
two,
Yes. Don't.
you know what I got? A new bed.
Okay, so we convinced you to get a puffy how many years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been years now.
But when we moved into our house that we're in now.
2018.
Sure. So it's been more than 5 years. Not that it was time for a new bed. We moved our old bed into the fourth.
But also,
bedroom.
Shay hated that bed.
She did. She said it was hurting her back. I think it was a car accident that was really hurting her back. So, whatever, one way or the other, this bed is nice,
Yeah.
but it's a lot taller than our last bed. Height
Height
like,
wise. So you have to actually like work to get into
Sort
it a
of.
little bit.
Actually, it's perfect when I like swing my legs off to the side.
Yeah.
And
They
like
can
they
dangle?
like kind of plant perfectly. But here's where I'm having trouble is when I am jerking off at night
Yeah.
in bed.
Okay.
And I need to go reach under the bed. And that's where I grab my that's where I
yeah.
leave my crispy socks so I can jerk off into it.
You know what?
Yeah. But I have so much further to reach now.
I have the dog.
Okay.
A crispy sock compartment. Right?
Like in the bed?
Yeah. Like a crispy sock, like almost like a motorcycle hatch where you put your stuff.
Oh, like saddlebags.
Saddlebags for crispy socks. And so you
That's a fantastic idea.
exactly. So it just hangs off, and you can even maybe split it so you have used, unused, like the pens
Okay.
when you go to a doctor's office.
Okay.
So unjizzed
Jizzed.
and jizzed. Dog. All right. Well, podcast is over because
Yeah, we're
now
actually just
rich.
going to go to
We have go
on
pat
Shark
in
Tank.
the-
We're going to go on Shark Tank.
That's what we should.
What do we
pitch.
call it? What do we call it? What does we say? Saddlebags for crispy socks.
Crispy compartment.
The crispy compartment for all your sock needs.
That's it. Wait, you know,
Do you think you could also leave like real socks in there, like for like regular? This is where you keep your socks.
I can do you even one better.
Yeah.
On that dirty compartment.
Yeah.
If you could somehow put in like a UV light, like I have the Lumen that cleans my CPAP
Ah.
supplies, and that way it at least sterilizes the jizz, so that way it doesn't feel as dirty when you're touching
I
it.
wonder what happens to jizz when you hit it with UV light.
You want to try it?
Kinda.
Yeah, okay.
All right. We can become
jizz
scientists real quick.
I mean, what do you think?
All right, I'm in.
right?
And
Like-
it's real easy. One for each side of the bed, and it's just like a big long flap
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
sits underneath the mattress.
Yeah.
And then bags on either side of it.
Yeah.
And when you lay the mattress down, the mattress keeps the bags from going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I don't hate the idea.
this is good.
This is, I mean,
And then I don't have to worry about reaching all the way down underneath my bed. Yeah, that'd be good.
Don't you hate at night when you want to jerk off and you can't get your socks?
And we'll just have somebody going like, oh, like hurting their back, like reaching down for their.
It's always the fucking like old women.
He's got his like shakeout just blurred out.
Juggling fucking Tupperware and shit. But now, a compartment for your cum socks.
Yeah. Crispy compartments.
Crispy compartments.
Yeah. All right.
That's it. That's it. That is
right,
that. Okay, cool.
Right.
But
well,
anyway,
at least we made it 17 episodes into the podcast.
Yeah.
And now we have our
thank
idea.
you, everyone.
All right, this is it.
This is what we've been waiting
for. This is Eric and Greg signing off.
So how's the bed, though? Like, did you have to get a whole new bedroom set?
Nah. Well, we still, like, we don't have, it's just like the metal frame. We don't have, like, a bed frame, like a big one, you know, with, like, the wood on the back.
Oh, you don't have, like, the headboard or
no headboard.
Oh, really?
No.
We got it when we moved into the townhome and we just brought it here. But so did the bed come in, like, did the mattress come in a box?
It did.
And just heavy as fuck.
So I actually we unboxed it.
And was it in like that? Like,
it was in just plastic, a lot of plastic layers.
And then you just cut it and
shrink wrap. Yeah, exactly what it did.
Yeah.
But to get it upstairs, and it's fucking king size. I bear hugged the whole thing. I just carried it up the steps. Sure. I felt like one of those dudes that do the big like balls, like those big stone balls, and they pick them up and they put them on the platforms. What are those things called? Like the Irish rock lifting.
I think they're called the Irish rock lifting.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
The Irish rock lifting.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I feel like I could compete now.
So this is who you are now. And it was great.
Yeah, it was very nice. Now I have to build a set for the old mattress to go into the other bedroom. So, you know, we always have a spare bedroom now.
So does Shay like this mattress more?
She does like it a lot more. Yeah.
But you don't give a fuck. Like,
I don't really care. I can sleep on whatever.
As long as it's not like a board, I'm cool. You know. But I think 10 years is.
Isn't that what they say?
You should probably get a new mattress every 10 years. I mean, you think
probably the older you get, the more that is.
But you think about it too. Like, okay, after 10 years, a mattress, how much was your mattress?
I have no idea. This one actually wasn't that expensive.
Okay, but say it's
less than $300.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so say you spend $1,200 on a mattress even.
Okay.
That's only $120 a year if you wait 10 years to replace it. That's not that bad when you look at it over.
Yeah, that sounds bad. I don't have a budget line for a mattress though.
Because I just buy, like, it's always.
Yeah,
like,
of course you buy it outright. Yeah, but that's
well, you buy it outright. I mean,
you can't finance a fucking mattress.
Finance it for 12 months or whatever it is. Well, Isla has. We got her a Casper.
Okay.
And the Caspers are really fucking, like, it's comfortable.
Okay.
It's more comfortable than the Puffy, I think.
Okay.
But it was more expensive. Like, her mattress was more expensive than our mattress.
Yeah.
But I got the warranty on it.
That sounds like too much.
But I got the warranty because then.
Because it doesn't matter what kids sleep on.
I mean.
Right? They could just sleep on, like,
sure,
whatever.
But if you're going
they're not
to
be like,
hey,
oh,
in high school, you're still using this mattress.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. But still, even high school kids.
I don't know, man. I had a nice queen. I got my first
that
queen
sounds
in
nice.
high
But
school.
If you had a shitty queen in high school,
I got a nice bed, man, and it was definitely like I used to have a really hard time sleeping on my old mattress. But maybe also because I had sleep apnea and I was probably dying.
That might have been it.
Every night, you know, like that could be a thing.
Do you think there's any what was that thing? The Princess and the Pea?
Oh, where you put the
where she peed on the
she peed on the mattress or no
she had someone pee on her while she was on the mattress. No, the way where she could feel someone put a pee. It was a test to see if she was a true, like if she was royalty.
Yeah, because
and
she
they
should
slid
be able
just a pee under. She said, "Oh my gosh, that sleep was the worst."
Boy.
What if she just had a puffy?
Sure.
And she would have never known. That's a good commercial for a mattress.
They would try to sell it with like, here's a glass of wine on this side, and you can jump on this side, and it won't. I mean, what's the other one? Like the Sleep Number.
Yeah, I bet those are nice.
So, and what is it? You adjust, like if you get the dual side, you.
What does it do?
I sleep at a 69, and I sleep at a 68. So you know, you get me, and I owe you one. But yeah, so. I don't know, man. I feel like when I get a new mattress, Casper.
Sure.
I'm sure, or something else will come out by that time.
I think, honestly, just new mattresses are just nice, almost regardless.
So, okay, though. So, you get your crispy sock, or your crispy sock that's not crispy at the time.
Right. It's going to be a crispy sock.
It's going to be a crispy sock. Do you ever change it up to give yourself a stranger.
So the stranger is when your hand's asleep, right? You're supposed to sit on
So
your
you
hand
sit on your hand.
for long enough for it to fall asleep, and then you use that, and it feels like somebody else is doing it. That's
What's
not
it
a
called?
regular.
What's it called when you use the other hand?
Just like I don't know, like a switch. It's like a switch hitter.
Because that could
Switch.
also be a stranger. Because
Sure.
it does feel.
So
It
I
does
like
feel
to
different.
browse. So I'm always watching
Yeah.
like porn on my phone
Yeah.
whenever I'm jerking off. So I browse with my right hand, and I'm usually jerking off with my left hand. So my left hand is my dominant hand. I very rarely jerk off with my right hand.
I only jerk off with my left hand, but I'm also a lefty.
You're left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
So you browse your phone with your offhand. Okay. That's
I always browse my phone with my right hand.
Anyway.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So like when I'm jerking off,
Yeah.
left all day.
That makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. There's nothing wrong with that.
But I definitely did give myself a stranger the other day.
When your hand was asleep. That's nice.
It is
That's a nice little treat.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of different methods, I guess, to get yourself to where you gotta go.
Do you remember like back in the day? I remember we were in school and this kid was like jerking off with a diaper.
There's a lot of fucking weird things.
Right?
that-
Like
that-
why the fuck? Like why were
That's
like
an odd.
it
That's an odd way
is.
to do
And like
it.
why in school were people so fucking weird?
Did you ever hear about you could make your own fleshlight?
Sure. Yeah.
What did you have to take? A couple of sponges, a big like,
Rubber band.
a rubber band, and then like a big kitchen glove, like a Playtex
yeah,
kitchen
yeah.
glove, and you'd stick the sponges inside of it, turn
Yep.
it inside out so it was
Yep.
like wrap around, and
Yep.
you put the rubber band around it to make it tighter.
You mean one of these?
You just pull out a fucking makeshift.
But honestly, like, okay, so you have a fleshlight,
I have something.
or do you
like
have the
that.
flesh jack?
I have something like that. Yeah.
And so was it Zach and Mary Make a Porno where they're like, he's like, can you use your? I can't remember what they're trying to like pay a bill, and they're like dirt poor. And he's like, well, can you pick up the lights this month, like the electric bill? I spent the rest of my money on this pocket pussy, and it wasn't worth the fucking money. And I hear that a lot, like they're not worth the fucking cost of admission.
Oh, so I have one now. It's not
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
it's something similar. And I have had a couple other things in the past.
Yeah.
I don't use it that often.
Because it's a process, right? So like jerking off or masturbation should just be like,
Yeah.
you know, but now it's like I have a device. Now I have a device that I have to clean.
That cleanup is the worst part. I don't want to have
because
to
it's like-
fucking. I don't
and
want
you
to
have to,
fucking have
like,
to do that.
pull out
That's why I
the-
fucking go crispy sock.
You have to pull
so
out-
easy,
I
and I
go-
just throw that thing away because it's already got
And
a
that's
hole
why
in it.
I use
That's
your
why-
crispy socks. I just bring my socks over to your laundry, to your dirty laundry. But like,
So I liked it. I will only use it when I'm just like, hey, Shay took the kids. I have the house to myself, and I've got a while, and I can just really dedicate some time to this. It's not like just a quick, like spontaneous thing. It's almost like I like to light candles
sure,
and have
listen to
a little bit
Enya.
of.
But okay, so I always have a hard time because I have, it's not a like a pocket pussy, but it's like the vibration dick sucker, you know?
Oh, wow.
The yeah.
Yeah, the
But-
Glizzy Gobbler 5000.
Yeah. But when you pull out the sleeve, like the
Uh-huh.
it feels so weird, and then it has cum in it,
Yeah, right.
and now it's like, oh, so what am I going to do? Just dump this down the sink,
Yep, I think so.
or do you just drink it out?
and just go bottoms up. No, I don't think you do that.
I think I think I actually just threw it out. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
it's nasty. Like I don't even know if it's actually being cleaned. You know?
Yeah, that is a little, I would say sus
Yeah.
to have to do.
But let me tell you this. Speaking of coming and jerking off,
Okay.
we watched. Have you watched Ricky Stenicki on Amazon yet?
No.
So the idea it's Zac Efron, Andrew Santino, and some other dude that I didn't recognize.
Okay.
And John Cena.
Oh, okay. Wait, was he in that? I saw trailers for it, but I didn't see him anywhere in it.
It was difficult because the whole time I heard talking, but I couldn't. So the idea is the three of them are friends, and they made up this Ricky Stenicki guy to use as like their scapegoat. Like, oh, Ricky called. We got to go. He's got cancer. We have to go out. And they ended up going to a who's the Mark Rubelet? Is that the DJ that's like real fucking like just like vulgar and loud? Is that his name?
Oh yes, the one that sets up his thing on like the city streets of New York, right? Yeah, Riblet. Well, it looks like it's not Riblet. Like,
I think it's Mark Riblet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go.
I love him.
So they're like, oh, Ricky Stenicki has cancer. We got to go. And they're like, yeah, you should drive right now to go. And they go to like AC to watch him, and they meet John Cena there.
Okay.
And so he is a performer. His name is like Hard Rod, and he performs rock songs, but about jerking off.
Okay.
So it's like this set list of just beating your dick.
Just a bunch of dick jokes. Yeah.
And so then they get back home and they're like, well, we really want to meet this guy. So then they fly John Cena out to play this Ricky character. It was funny.
Okay.
But it's his whole thing was about cum and jerking off. Like that was his shtick.
That's impressive.
But yeah, I feel like that's the last. Like we were kind of able to muster up whatever strength we had to watch a fucking movie while we're like half dead.
Did you watch the Tom Brady roast?
No, but I heard it was really funny.
I caught the first half of it.
Yeah, it was live, right?
Hilarious.
I do
everything I
watch
watched.
that.
I want to finish it tonight.
Yeah, I heard it was funny. So it was live on Netflix.
Yeah, I think that. Well, that was at least the first time that I had seen them go live on Netflix, which I'm glad that they did that before they do, because that's going to do the Mike Tyson.
Because that fight's going to draw a lot of attention.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't like crash it.
What was it?
Break the internet.
What broke UFC? It was Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. That fight, you remember it?
Well, that wasn't UFC. That was because they boxed.
But UFC, they were hosting it.
Okay.
Remember, we had like a streaming party for it, and we couldn't watch it because it crashed.
It just broke.
It broke. And then everyone got their money back, but still, then you had to wait, 90 days. And those fights aren't cheap.
No.
Like, they're still, what, like $100?
Probably.
Or something like that. So the fact that it's going to be on Netflix.
It's cool. Netflix has to do something because otherwise.
If not.
Yeah, they're going to go way of Blockbuster.
But let me ask you this. And so Isla last week got a sign, like it was like the sportsmanship sign that we put in the yard.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, okay.
I saw it. Yeah.
So our neighbor across the street, who we've had some interactions with, came over and was like, "Oh my God, that's so great." And she sent Isla a $30 gift card today. Like,
does she not know that every kid gets them?
Well, you know what though? Like, and that it was really nice, right?
Sure. Well, it probably made Isla feel really good.
It did. Yeah, she was just like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna go buy toys with it." Like, all right, you can buy toys, clothes, whatever. I don't care. But I'm not necessarily saying this individual, but people that are too nice. Like, why?
I'm suspect of a few people
that are like overly nice.
Because I don't think that there's anybody that truly exists that is just 100% nice. Like, I feel like they've got
something.
I don't want to say an ulterior motive, but do they have a vice? Do they have like some deep, dark past that they've put behind them and now are very nice, but they used to just be the worst. And they're making up to be really, like, really good.
Well, yeah. Okay. So because not everyone is all good.
Right.
Like, you're just not.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
I think that's fine.
And I agree 100%.
Right.
Because
everybody's
I also
got
think
something
that makes you fucking human.
Right.
But you're either, if you're nice all the time, you're a serial killer,
yeah.
or you're just a serial killer. I think.
Yeah, because, oh my God, maybe that's it. Yeah, the person that I'm thinking of, I don't want to say because I don't want them to think that I think poorly of them, because I don't.
Sure.
I really like this person, but they're just, like, everything just seems too perfect. And they care too much, and they would be there, like, for you for anything, but, like, they don't have a drinking problem, a gambling problem. They're never a dickhead. Like, I feel like I've got like a third of all those problems at any given time. Sometimes multiples of them, and sometimes all three.
Because that's what makes you human. Well, okay, so did you ever see Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart?
No.
And so there's a scene where Kevin Hart's like, how do you deal with all that to The Rock? And he's like, well, I just do what you're supposed to do. You just take it and you just ball it up and shove it.
Yeah.
And at some point,
yeah, that's gonna go.
like you're gonna either just explode and go on like a rampage,
Going
or
postal.
you're gonna go postal, or like I feel like that leads to like depression, anxiety, suicide, like and I don't know.
Yeah, a
if
heart
there's
attack because
a
of
heart
all
attack,
the you
a
just
stroke.
taking in all the stress.
Yeah, and you're just at some point you got to just like talk about it or let it out. Do
and
something.
I feel like that's like, all right, any person that has these things, that's their gambling problem.
Sure,
They're like,
yeah.
hey, I deal with a lot of bullshit, but I really just love to blow my money on this thing.
Sure.
Not to say that that's okay, and they should probably find a better avenue, but
And sometimes you like blowing. You like blowing something.
you like blowing, and you can't blow.
And if you can't blow your
money,
money, you blow your load.
You blow dick.
But that can also pay for your gambling problem.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
So if you're in $10,000 in debt to the mafia or to your loan shark,
You blow.
1,000 dicks at $10.
That's a cheap blowjob. I think
It
you,
is.
could you get $100 to suck a dick?
I don't know what the going rate is on a blowjob.
If anyone knows, how much does one dick suck?
One.
Like a good, and not like, I'll suck your dick for like, hey, a respectable dick suck.
Yeah. And how long does that last?
Well, I mean,
I think that's right. Or do you think that it's just like, hey, she can get you to go real fast,
but like,
and then it's like, do you pay more or do you pay less because it took up less time?
well, and so yeah, right. I mean, and I don't know. I guess it's probably by the hour.
Or what if you agree 30 minutes and you're like, come on, just another like 2, you got to pay more. It's
Sure.
like, hey, the first 30 minutes is a flat rate of $75.99.
Well, I'll tell you what. I used to work at Ruby Tuesday, and there's this guy I worked with, and Route 13. If you're in Delaware, Route 13 is notorious for prostitution. And he was like, hey, I was one of the. Dude, Route 13.
He was supporting a local business, wasn't he?
It's full of, what is it, like the peep shows. And you remember they used to have like a lot of like sex, not even sex shops, but like just peep shows.
What about a massage parlor?
Massage parlors. And he was like, I was there, and this guy came up to me and he was like, look, I'll give you $100 to fuck my old lady in front of me right now.
Oh, wait, he just wanted to pay to get cucked.
Yeah. And I was like,
okay.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, no, because that's fucked up.
And
I
you
was
just saw him like counting.
as he's counting on the money. But it's like, would you do that?
Hey,
Is $100 enough to fuck the dude's old lady?
I mean, how old is this lady? I think that's my first question.
Oh yeah, anyone who uses the term old, like our generation, we don't say,
use that.
the old lady or the old ball and chain. Nah.
No,
So
no, we
this
don't really. So she
motherfucker
probably was really old.
But
And for
$100 is $100.
That's true.
And especially if I'm in debt, to the mafia, 10 grand, then I'm fucking
That's
all
right.
the
We did
old
just talk about
ladies.
sucking dick for $10. I was gonna have sex with a woman for $100. That's
But okay, and we talked about there's always a cost. But if he was like, I'll give you $10,000 to fuck my old lady,
sure, absolutely.
would you just
Sure, I
without
guess so.
even looking, no looksies, no
I
peeksies?
guess so. $10,000 to have sex with a woman.
It's like the
guess
gender
there's-
reveals where they pop the balloon and it's either blue or pink.
There's-
When you pull the fucking curtain and you just get
You
what
just
you get.
stuck with- yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to finish, or do I have to finish her?
You have to finish her.
Oh, what if she just can't come and it's like, oh, sorry, you don't get paid.
You get paid only. It's
Only if she comes.
it's contingent on her coming.
Oh, what if it's contingent on him coming? Because that's his thing.
Contingent on him coming on you.
Have you ever seen the joke? This is similar. I don't know. I hope that this would be really fucked up. He goes, "Hey, I'll give you right now $25 if you let me crack both of these eggs on your head, right?"
Okay. All right.
And you go and you say deal, and I put the $25 on the
Yeah.
table, and I take the first egg and I crack it on your head,
Yeah.
and then I just walk away and I go, "Nah, I think I'm good. I don't want to. I don't want to spend the $25 for the second egg."
Like, oh, okay. Or what's the other one? All right, you give me 20 and then I'll give you 10 back and then and now we both have 40.
Stop it.
know?
That
And
reminds
it's like,
me. Yeah, it's just like somebody forgot math.
It's like, yeah, okay,
Real
you're
good.
getting fucked.
There's this thing there it was at work that people
Yep.
do this, but people do this everywhere where they do. I think I've heard it called a money tree. I'm sure it has tons of names where somebody goes, oh, well, I'm gonna give some money. I'll give. Everybody gives. $20, $50,
Sure.
$100,
Yeah. Yep.
and then it's one person's turn to get that money, that whole pot.
Okay.
And they have all that money.
Yeah.
And then next week, everybody puts in money again, and
Yep.
the new person gets the new pot.
Sure. Yep.
And someone just explained it to me not that long ago that it's like a nice way to help people really stretch their bills, like to let their bills pay for something. And you're basically financing through friends. I still think it's fucking stupid, but I never thought of it like that.
I mean, my thing is though, it's like
I don't trust friends. I mean, no offense, but I don't trust friends to like reliably give me $20 each month.
no, and also I would rather you just be like, "Yo, can I just have $20 and just
Sure, I got you with $20.
Yeah, here you go.
I got you with $20.
Like if you're coming to me, then clearly you need $20. But you know,
I know what I got for 10.
shit, yeah. And if you go Route 13, 100, and you don't have to pay. You're getting paid. So does that make you the prostitute?
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess so.
And well, I guess you could.
Yeah.
You can combat that and just have a camera, and then
And then you're just filming porn.
then you're just filming
Them is filming porn.
a good old
That's
porno, and that's the loophole.
That's the loophole.
I don't think here in Delaware though. I think porn is illegal. Like illegal, you can't shoot pornographic flicks here legally.
I mean, there's got to be people with OnlyFans in Delaware,
There-
and that's pornographic. They're sex workers. That's like
Maybe, yeah.
sex workers, but I think that's what
Maybe you can't run studios. Like you can't film.
I hear what you're saying.
scenes
I hear
with,
what you're
like-
saying. Like it makes sense. Like I can't go.
Like you can't rent out. Because I feel like a lot of times it's if you don't have a studio, it's like, hey, you have a mansion, I'll give you $20,000 for the day to
Right.
shoot here.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
and
that's
so,
not. No one is zoned to take a pornographic shoot.
And I'm sure you have to get permitting. Like, do you think that you have to get
Probably,
right? Like, you probably have to get
but probably not if you're shooting in a
house
in a private
yeah. So like, what
commercial
like,
or
like the
residential.
outside scenes?
I think that still is on a piece of private property.
Sure. So you can just be fucking.
Yeah, like there's nothing stopping me from being naked in my backyard. Now, as long as like I have a fence.
You have a fence and like you're not like being exposed
Right.
to
Now, if I just walked
everybody.
into my front yard, then I think then it's a problem.
So do you get banged? Is that indecent exposure? Or like when do you get like go from like indecent exposure? Because there's also that line where you hear like people, I was pissing at a park,
Oh yeah, and then there's sex offenders.
and
Yeah.
that ruins you for the rest of your life. I mean, and 99% of the time, rightfully so, but pissing at a park, especially it's like always drunk, like some idiot that
and
was
you're definitely
drunk.
not thinking about it.
Yeah, and that will fuck you up because we've all peed in public before.
Actually, that was something that we saw this weekend. Let me tell you what I did this
yeah,
weekend.
yeah, yeah.
because-
Go on.
Oh my god, this weekend was fire.
Yeah, so,
okay, wait,
yeah.
I did Great Wolf Lodge on
Yep,
Thursday.
yep.
Friday, I don't think I did shit on Friday.
That's fair. Yeah.
Saturday was May the 4th be with you.
Okay, yep.
I don't know why I just did
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Salute.
Stick.
May the 4th be with you. And we went to a concert at the Queen.
Okay.
It was In Flames. They're real metal.
Aren't they Swedish?
Maybe.
I think they're Swedish.
They
could be
had no
Swedish-made
meatballs. They had no meatballs, so
Have you ever had the IKEA Swedish meatballs?
yeah, they're good.
I haven't had them, but
Yeah,
anyway,
they're
yeah.
good.
You
Anyway,
go on.
so we saw In Flames. There was
Yep.
a couple opening
Yeah.
bands. It was a cool show.
Sold out.
Just a good time. Probably. Yeah, it was packed. It was packed
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I like seeing shows at the
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah.
But
Oh, it's the Queen.
yes, at the Queen
Okay.
in Wilmington.
All right.
But like the fucking parking lot was packed. We had to park at the DoubleTree at the Hilton or the Hilton DoubleTree
fuck,
parking lot.
okay.
It was a block away. It was
Yeah.
fine. It was.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a bad part of
Yeah.
the city.
No.
But anyway, we had somebody that had to pee really fucking bad. And they went to pee in the fucking parking lot, and that could be the same exact thing.
Don't do it. Don't,
Yeah.
Don't they have bathrooms that are probably dirty as shit inside?
Probably.
The venue bathrooms are fucking just the most
Well,
vile
people just
thing.
run through them, especially the men's bathrooms.
And yeah, you're just
And then Sunday, we did a little Sunday fun day. It was Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
So
May the 4th be with you.
no, that's Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, right.
And there's a new Star Wars show that I have to watch. I'm going to have to watch that. And I'll talk to you about it later. But listen, I have a really funny Snap story that I have to
Okay.
show you.
All right.
It was me yesterday. We went to Homegrown on Main Street.
Like unironically.
Listen, everything was fucking good. My food was good, and they had bottomless mimosas.
Okay.
$20.
All right.
All you could drink, and they just bring you a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
And then you go fill in your like juices. They have pineapple. They got
Oh, so it wasn't just an OJ.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
they had
nice.
OJ that you could add in
Yeah.
there. But yeah, you would walk up to the little thing.
Yeah.
2 hours you would get those things for. I was crushing it. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought on like my third one, I was like, and I'm still hungover, not hungover, but I'm
Yeah.
still like feeling it from the night
Yeah.
before. So I'm like my third mimosa, I just slam it down. And they said,
Okay.
oh, that would be funny to get on video on your next one. And I was like, well, fuck me. All right. I guess I'll just be slamming down.
This is who I am
I
now.
did it like 2 or 3 more times there
Yeah.
and I was probably getting a little silly. Get home,
Yeah.
get another one made and brought to me. And I slammed that one. Then we ended up going, I took a nap.
Sure.
I napped
Passed out.
hard. I was done after,
Yeah.
I don't know, I had like 7 or 8 mimosas. And then we went to Taqueria Morleone
Okay. Yeah.
for dinner.
Yeah.
'Cause Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And I almost was convinced to do it with a margarita. But I'll show you the video. It's funny. You just get to see the progression through the day. I started looking rough.
That's like those videos where it's like, "Hi, this is Eric, and I'm 1 beer in. And I'm 17." And then they always just end up passed the fuck out.
Do we have time for me to talk about another thing that I want to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's two options.
Okay.
One, shit, I got a Phillies game coming up soon. I'm going to a Phillies game like this
Okay.
week.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway,
okay.
but anyway, add a Phillies game. You know what I want to do, or
Yeah.
maybe even a Blue Rocks game. 9 innings,
Yep.
9 hot dogs, 9 beers. You think you could do it?
Fuck no.
Well, one, I'm not rich enough to afford those purchases.
Yeah, well, even the Blue Rocks, you're still paying stadium prices, man.
beers are probably, even at the Blue Rocks, 12.
Easily, and a hot dog's probably $4 or $5. I think I would have an easier time doing 9 weenies over 9 beers.
But you got to do both.
I know,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's why
right,
it's so
right.
because okay, a hot dog by itself fine, but then you're talking about a bun and beer.
What if you're dipping your bun in the beer, Kobayashi style?
Isn't that how he did it?
Yeah.
He would just dip his hot dog in a Miller Lite.
So I could probably do that, but I'd feel like such
You would
a piece
die.
of shit.
Like the next day, you would feel, or you just feel like real tight. Do you ever eat? So like I noticed this I guess a couple weeks ago we were having like Taco Bell, and I was finished eating, and it was just such a just tight.
Okay. Like you were just filled.
Like I might. Is this a heart attack? Well, because you don't get indigestion ever.
No,
Nor have you ever had it.
never
So
indigestion.
it feels like you're having a heart attack. And it's just tightness in your
terrible.
chest. Yeah.
That's like something that you don't want to mix up.
Well, and that's the thing. So apparently people do mix that shit up. And then it's like,
They're like, it's okay. It's just indigestion.
and then you're dead. Because you probably would have been fine if you
If
would
you
have
had just gotten to the hospital in
Yeah.
time. fucked.
Yeah. And for me, like, I was eating Taco Bell and I was like, yeah, I really need to. And then it was nice because then I went on this new vomit diarrhea diet. You lose a whole bunch of like fucking
lost all your
weight,
Taco Bell
and
weight?
then you can just eat more Taco Bell.
Wait, let me get a little bit of that sickness.
Yeah. Go into daycare and
That's
yeah,
it. And
you
just
will
like
get
start
it.
like licking the surfaces.
But before we do go, I
had one more thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I either want to do the
Yeah.
9 inning thing,
Yeah.
or tell me how plausible this is. You have one day to do this, one waking day to do this. 50 of one of these, like of all 3 of these things collectively, miles run.
Okay, 50 miles in one day.
You can split this any way you want.
Okay, all right.
50 miles,
Okay,
drinking beers,
okay.
eating donuts.
So 50 donuts.
Oh,
So you just have to do
collectively
50 total.
So you could eat 45 donuts and drink 5 beers. But I don't think that anybody can eat 45 donuts.
I would go, I think maybe 10 donuts.
Okay. No, you can't just eat 10 donuts.
Yeah. Okay, so 20 donuts.
Because I think unless you're like, because I don't even think that I could run a marathon.
Okay, but you know what? You could easily do 30 donuts if that's all you ate for the whole day.
Yeah.
It would suck. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be not good, but like, okay, I'm just eating 30 donuts. So you think about it, breakfast, 4 or 5 donuts, that's easy. Lunch, 4 or 5 donuts, easy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Dinner, snacks, you're eating a donut.
And I'm
first.
pairing every donut with a beer.
And see, that's when it starts to get challenging.
Mm.
And then you say, cool, motherfucker, now I got to go run.
Yeah, right. So I think you start your day out.
Can
and
you walk?
And sure, maybe. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. I think.
So what if you're walking
that just starts
while...
to take even longer.
That's true.
So I'm running just like 10 miles first thing in the morning, which is gonna suck, and I'll be destroyed. But I'm running to someplace that I can get donuts and or beer, right? And then I just start housing donuts, and I refuel basically. Maybe have a beer to wash it down, right? I think that there's a great
The thing that
strategy to
sucks,
do this.
though, like-
I really want to do it.
But beer and donuts, man, like that's not a good combo.
All right, well, maybe I'll find a different.
But
pairing to go with that. But I wanted to do something like that.
We had a on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday
Okay.
they had like the neighborhood carnival or whatever, and they had a donut food truck,
Okay.
and they were these little mini. I think they were called like Las Vegas donuts. I'm sure
Okay.
you've seen the food truck before.
Okay.
And they were these
Las
little cake
Vegas
donuts, and they came in these little bags, and they'd put their ingredients. But
Was it like shaken? Is it like when it's shaken and it'll stick to it? Like
it
bag
was
fries?
gimmicky, yeah, but not
Okay.
nearly as good.
Of course.
And they were all right, but like I could eat now. What size donut?
Yeah.
Because to
I think
piggyback
when you
off
think
that,
a donut,
a
donut,
a regular,
donut, I think is fair. Just a
not like the little mini
Pop-ums?
Entenmann's,
Nah,
which are
no.
the glazed ones, are so fucking
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
they're
Munchkin.
$6.99 a box.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
if they're not on sale, 2 for $4, fuck out
You know
of
what
here.
I don't really like? Powdered donuts.
I don't like powdered donuts. They do make you go
Powdered donuts make me go nuts.
because they don't. They taste kind of weird. They taste like
Yeah.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, and the powder just gets everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, all in my.
Best donut that you can get like in the box, the old fashioned.
I don't mind an old fashioned with a cup of coffee. Like if
just
I'm drinking a
dunk
cup
it
of
in?
coffee, but it's very good. It is very good.
yeah, an
That's
old-
such an old person thing to say.
Now, what about just getting an old fashioned?
Hey.
that's also not bad.
I get old fashions over my pants. That's
You
what
get
I
an
get.
old fashioned over your pants while eating an old fashioned donut. But I do want to say now, okay. Before,
go ahead,
Before
go
we
ahead.
go,
I'm done my rant.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot you said 2 things.
That's okay.
I just want to say thanks. We had the most listens and views last week in our video and our. Honestly, it's kind of funny. So after we started posting videos, our Apple listens have gone way down. It was like minus 45%, but Spotify went way up, and the YouTube
People are switching
views-
over to watch the videos.
And I think you were right where most people are listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube.
right.
And you can also watch on Spotify. You
Spotify,
can
right.
watch on Spotify,
Yeah.
watch on YouTube, listen on Apple, and listen sometimes on Audible. It's weird how they stagger the
Audible.
uploads.
Yeah.
But
I did that for we did that for one person. That we
yeah,
know.
and so I think like we're like 2 or 3 episodes behind. I don't know. I need to look
Yeah.
into it. But anyway, but we had the most views, most interaction. We got the most subscribes, most Instagram.
Yeah. Tim was a cool
liked.
dude to talk
Tim
to.
was a really cool dude. I on Friday when his drop went live, I woke up too sick to. Like, I
no.
missed it. Yeah, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, do you have anything left?" And he was like, "Dude, I got." I think he said like hundreds of orders, which good for him. You know,
Very good.
I'm
Shame for you.
disappointed I missed it, but like good for him.
You didn't get any special treatment.
I'll message him to see if he has any left.
did anything fall through?
Yeah. But you know what? I'm good for him. He was really happy
yeah.
for the drop, and I'm glad that we were able to get him on. I don't want to say we have cool guests coming on, but we have been branching out to people that aren't just in the. Not that I don't enjoy the hygiene world, but I think Tim is going to be one of the last. We have one more
In the pipeline.
in the pipeline, but then we're going to.
And we want to talk to a lot more people.
and we're
say,
starting to work with trying to get some musicians on and some actors, comedians, because the interview format seems to be really popular for us.
if everybody could only listen to us, so
But
much.
and this is nice too.
I liked a week break because then it gave me. I have so much to talk about. I still have so much to talk about.
And
So
you know what? The interviews are a lot of work. There's a lot. Not
Yeah.
saying this isn't a lot of work, but the interviews, there's a lot of prep work, and there's just like getting everything right. There's more editing, mixing.
this is more like casual. We could just kind of
It
chill.
is. We can
and
just be ourselves.
almost relax a little bit.
I don't say we can't be ourselves in an interview, but we have to be more professional. I feel like. That's it. Thank you for listening. I'm Greg,
And I'm Eric.
and we are the Daddies.